Uh-oh, that doesn't look like fun. So I did the rally yesterday, the Cannonball Fun. We did really well in the car, but I had two fairly big problems with it. Number one was when we started off. I was actually sitting in line for a car wash, and I smelled electrical smoke. Turned off the car, got out, and there was smoke pouring from this area right here. And that's because we had the air conditioning on, and one of the electric fans took a crap. So I was able to find the fuse booklet in the car wash and pull the 40 amp fuse, which I think was like C10 for the left side cooling fan. We did the whole rally with just the right side cooling fan, which worked, just meant we couldn't do AC while we were standing still. On one of the checkpoints though, the power top stopped working. So I had to manually disconnect some stuff and proceed with the top in the up position, sort of. So what I'm doing today is just trying to figure out exactly what went wrong. When this happened, the top kind of became lopsided. And this is actually a really similar mechanism to BMW's power seats from the mid-2000s, which I'm used to fixing. And it's actually, so far, looking like it's exactly the same situation. So, right here is the power soft top motor for your Boxster. And when you get in here, you're going to see something that looks like that. All you gotta do is pull up on this clip, don't lose it, like I almost just did, and then pull the entire cable out. And this one is well seated in the gearbox, so this side I think is working just fine. The other side I pulled out, and I could freely spin it with my hand. Right now I actually have it in a power drill because everything got a little cocked, and I really needed to get it all even again. So what I would recommend doing is, if your soft top became cocked like mine did, disconnect the cables, get a power drill, and then gently move the top mechanism with your power drill just by chucking the cable into it until you see it looking pretty much even, like I have here. And now I'm going to reconnect these little ram things that I had to disconnect. I may or may not be able to do with one hand. I can. So there's that. It's really hard to tell if it's even. On this side I actually had a little bit of a rubber grommet pop out. But that looks like it's in better shape now too. So it looks like the passenger side's maybe a little bit low. And now I'm just going to go on this side until the top is clearly, well, I guess the tonneau cover is clearly all the way up. And then I'm going to go to the cable on this side and do the same thing just to make sure we're still good. And then I'm going to show you how to actually repair the cables, which is really important. Well, I went to check this side and the cable looked like it exploded. However, it's that bad almost all the way down, and there's a break right there. So this cable failed, and that was my problem. What I've done now is I actually pulled the innards of the right side cable and I shoved it into the left side cable, and I moved the top to the appropriate position. And I'm just gonna leave it right here while I order a cable. I have the luxury of doing that, luckily. But yeah, luckily you can actually just replace the inside of the cable. I don't see any downside to just doing that. It's not that hard to replace the cable itself, but you know, if the sheathing itself is in good condition, like mine appears to be, there's really no reason why you would have to do that. So I'm gonna order up one of those cables and see if I can fix it. But in the meantime, that is how the Boxster is stuck. And when that arrives, I'll also order a cooling fan, and I'll show you how to do that. It doesn't look too bad, but it does probably involve wheel liner, and possibly bumper cover removal as well. So it is what it is. The car's been great. We finished, like I said, really well in the rally, performed flawlessly, but I had a couple issues along the way. Thanks for watching. So everything's back together. It has both the original cable sheaths in it, but I bought a brand new cable. That's the part number. And I took the inner cable out of the new cable and I just put it into the sheath. And it seems like it's all seated. So now I'm going to move my tools and try to operate the top and see if this was a tremendous success or a miserable failure. I doubt it can be both. It's definitely making more noise than it used to, but hold on. Oh, wow, it's folding up correctly. I'm impressed. I'll call that a win, I think. So yeah, if you've got a top that's super lopsided on your Boxster, it's probably one of those cables. So just make sure when you're repairing it that you have your top kind of parked in an even position so you don't break your frame or something, but I'm gonna call that fixed. Now I've got that cooling fan to replace, and then I've got a whole bunch of little parts for the engine. I've got both timing chain tensioners, and I've got what's called an oil pump piston to do, which apparently is a pressure relief valve of sorts. That's from a 997. In fact, all those parts are. So I'm going to be doing those at some point. I don't know if I'll do them today, just because I think you're supposed to do, most of those during an oil change. I suppose I'll cold start it and see how much noise she makes. I sure don't like that chain. Makes me nervous.